Good morning. My name is Romel Santiago, and I'm the owner of Romeo Sensation LLC. So, like I said in my last video, I'm going to be doing a couple of videos that are specifically aimed at identifying those particular tools that are going to help and work best for you. So, session one and two are for most of my clients are oftentimes information gathering. So this is going to be what's called a biopsychosocial. After session one and two, between 3 and 10 is where we're doing a lot of I'm working with my clients to identify and learn and implement and get comfortable with very specific tools. 100% of my clients have what I call the feelings thermometer. So this is a scale of 1 to 10 that all of my clients are able to begin identifying how to reestablish that connection with their body. So if you're gender nonconforming, trans, non-binary, somebody who has a history of trauma, or you're an individual who's a part of the BIPOC community or population, this is super, super important because all of these communities were taught to ignore the shit out of our body. A sensation's coming up, push it down, push it away, ignore it. The whole world tells us what we should be thinking, what we should be feeling, what we should be experiencing. Fuck that. The feelings thermometer is really aimed at reestablishing that connection, and that's going to be super fucking important because our body is always going to tell us when we're uncomfortable, when we're in danger, when we're experiencing something that we should be experiencing, that lets us know if we need to stay in this particular setting or if we need to get the fuck up and leave. So, the feelings thermometer, I'm going to encourage all of you to think about uh, on a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is the calmest that you can remember being, and 10 is the most extreme. Think about a memory where you were the calmest that you could remember being. This is the calmest that you can remember being, not comparing yourself to some Buddhist monk or sitting in one space, just a chill or a Zen look on your face and not talking and trying not to think about anything. Fuck that. That would cause me anxiety. Sitting in one space and not thinking about something is not relaxing for me. So think about the calmest that you can remember being. And then jot down how did you know that you were calm in that moment? I knew I was calm because my thoughts weren't racing, because I wasn't fidgeting, because um, I don't know. How did you know that you were calm in that moment? And then if I were a fly on the wall, how would I know by looking at you that you were that calm, right? By being able to identify what's going on internally and externally, we're able to get a better understanding of how we know we are calm. Same thing with the 10. How do we know that we are the most intense experience on, and I'm going to reference the feelings thermometer in another, or I'm sorry, the feelings wheel in another video. But on the feelings wheel, there's a side that says feelings when our needs are not being met. This is anger, frustration, insecurity, anxiety, things of that nature. So a 10 is any extreme emotional response when our needs are not being met. So I know I'm at a 10 because I'm yelling, I'm screaming, I'm crying, I'm hitting a wall, I'm shaking, I'm this. How do you know you're at a 10? And then if I'm looking at you, how do I know that you're at a 10? Once we know what our 1 and our 10 is, we can then move to what is a 5. Do not go from 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and 10. No, we need to know our most calm and then our most extreme. And then what is that middle ground? That middle ground is our 5, right? Again, how do we know what's going on internally and externally? How do I know that you're at a 5? Once we have a 1, 5, a 1, a 10, a 5, now we go to a 3. A 3 is still calm, but we're often not always at a 1. So a 3 is a manageable calm. What is that 3 to you? Then what is that 7 to you? So this is going to be super important because this is something that I encourage all of my clients to pay attention to on a regular basis. Check in with yourself at the most random times, right? If you know you got the bubble guts and you're running to the toilet, and as soon as it all comes out, like, what number are you at? I just literally released everything. What number am I at? Well, I was at a 5, now I'm at a 3, right? During sex, during solo sex or partnered sex, what number are you at? When you're going to the kitchen for your first cup of coffee for the day, what number are you at? This is going to be how we practice re-establishing that connection with our body. This is super important, and most work cannot be done because in therapy, without this particular information, because in therapy, as a therapist, I need to know when you're hitting your temperature danger zone, when you're hitting that place that is unsafe, and that we're approaching turning on the fight, flight, or freeze response. We don't want to get there. We need to know what this system looks like, feels like, and what the experience is in order to reestablish that connection. So, this is not like the end all be all of therapy. This is just my approach. So, hopefully, you find this to be super helpful. And then the next couple of videos, I'm going to dive a little bit in depth into some of those other tools. So, on that note, I hope you all have a wonderful, amazing rest of this beautiful day, and I will see you soon.